Um, I am Preston Stewart, the assistant principal for the Cambridge program at Pasco High School. Tonight, I also have with me our school counselor, Grisela Chacon. She will be speaking in the presentation a little bit later. But when you come to Pasco High School, you'll get the opportunity to have a school counselor that works directly with you, that is knowledgeable about the Cambridge program, is knowledgeable about the questions that you have, as well as an administrator that will be able to work with you and help you guide you through your 4 years at Pasco High School and make them successful. If you're attending tonight, our target audience tonight is for those rising ninth graders. You're currently in the eighth grade and you wish to take an accelerated program and attend Pasco High School for the 21-22 school year. Hopefully you've attended several of our sessions already and found out what is available to you and what is available for your child, has had a chance to answer some of your questions. We still do have the exhibitors table open until 8 p.m. this evening if you have questions after you hear our presentation today. I want to tell you that all the applications for your school choice, whether you are applying to the Cambridge program alone or you're looking at other options, everything will be submitted through My Student. The window of those applications are going to be January 7th through the 21st for the Cambridge program. On the 30th, we will have a required mandatory writing component. You shouldn't worry about this component. This is a component that is just our opportunity to see how well your student writes. And the reason we do that is there's a lot of writing for our Cambridge exams. Our exams at the end, when a student has completed an ACE course, is over the course of 2 separate days. And both days the students are writing. And so we want to be able to determine their writing ability to make sure that they have the capabilities to be successful. We will have a notification and acceptance window. And what that means at February 19th through the 28th is your opportunity as a family to discuss your choices and then to make a decision of what is going to best fit your educational needs. We've also put in the elementary notification window that is just below ours, which is March 12th through the 26th. But this presentation is going to focus on our current 8th graders who are going to be 9th graders next year. Pasco County Schools, we're committed to a world-class education that's aligned directly with the curriculum that Cambridge has instituted. It prepares our students for that next level, whether it be college or career. They're able to be successful in what they choose to do. Now we're going to focus a little bit more directly on the Cambridge program. This is a program that's been in existence for the last 6 years. It was the first program in Pasco County. In fact, some of our larger counties that surround us didn't even have a Cambridge program until Pasco County instituted it. And that would include Hillsborough County that just opened their first Cambridge school this year. We are now on our 3rd high school. And we have middle schools and elementary schools as well. So this is a program that students can go from their kindergarten years all the way through their 12th grade year. In the Cambridge program, if I could say that there are things that attributes to a student that a university or your employer or just in a relationship you want people to have. And those 5 attributes are to be reflective: confident, engaged, responsible, innovative. Those aren't just words. Those are attributes that Cambridge, through their exams, through their curriculum, through the engagement with our teachers at Pasco High School, those are actually action words that we see our students become more confident. We see our students take responsibility and reflective, and that they come up with new solutions to the problems in their classrooms or the problems or the obstacles and the opportunities to grow in their own lives. One of the things I'm most proud about at Pasco High School is we have a very robust career and technical education program that our students that are in the Cambridge program also participate in. There are students that attend our high school and they will go through the Cambridge program. And at the same time of doing the Cambridge program, they will also get their CNA, their nursing license. They will also be a part of our electrical program. We've had several students that are employed into the electrical industry as 18, 19-year-olds, and they have their ACE diploma, which is roughly 21 college credit hours, all at the same time as getting their high school diploma. And so the flexibility that is in the Cambridge program allows students to pursue several passions that they have. When you're in a Cambridge classroom, what you would see are those attributes that you see on the screen right now. Hands-on learning activities, Socratic seminars, students discussing historical or alternative history, coming up with new solutions to problems that they discuss in their classroom. It is a student-centered learning approach. When the students take the exams at the end of the year, it's not what they don't know, it's what they do know. Cambridge really wants to find ways of marking students correct and not finding reasons to mark them incorrect. And that starts with a student-centered learning approach and finding out what is at the core of their passion and allowing them to speak on that. Here's an example of our hands-on learning. This is one of our science courses. Our students that take science classes, and I will say that any student that wants to pursue a medical field as a career, they would do themselves a disservice not to take our chemistry or our biological courses because these are hands-on laboratory courses. The students, when they take the test, they will be asked to do a 2-hour lab where they actually will go through all of the things that they've learned in the classroom will be placed at those 2 hours as part of their final exam. American universities are responding enthusiastically to our curriculum. Several years ago, I would say approximately about 8 years ago, Florida State, the University of Maryland, several universities got together and did some research on advanced placement, which is a curriculum through College Board, the International Baccalaureate program, as well as Cambridge. And they looked at the GPA after the first semester, and they found that students that had been exposed to the Cambridge curriculum had a higher freshman GPA after the first semester. And so our American universities are welcoming to see college courses on a student schedule. And students are awarded at the same time that they're taking these classes. Once they pass the exam, not only do they earn the high school credit, they earned a college credit, which allows them to place that towards their AA or their AS in conjunction with their dual enrollment program. Another qualification or benefit of the program is that the diploma will give students the highest level of bright futures without an SAT or an ACT score. It'll be based on the 7 exams that the student takes during the course of their time in the program and their community service. But once they achieve that ACE diploma, they will be awarded the 100% bright futures. The courses themselves, they are weighted courses, which means this will allow students to attain higher than a 4.0 GPA if that is something that's interesting to them, if that's something they want to have the highest GPA that's possible. They do that through taking these courses that are weighted. And then the last is our flexible course choices. I've said that the students are capable of getting their CNA license, their veterinary assistant license, electrical, at the same time as getting their AA, at the same time as getting their ACE diploma. It's extremely flexible. It's not a rigid, you'll see when Ms. Chacon talks a little bit later, that there's nothing that's set in stone. We have a pathway, but it's a lot of student input into that pathway. I briefly mentioned this as one of the benefits. If a student were not to take the Cambridge program and they didn't earn the ACE diploma, then what the state of Florida would require is a SAT score of 1330 or a 29 ACT score. And that's in order to get the 100%. And so they would be required to have a higher GPA than a 2.0. They would be required to have a high score on their SAT or their ACT, as well as their community service hours. Mrs. Chacon is going to talk to you a little bit now about the core classes that make up the ACE diploma. And I'll turn it over to her now.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Griselda Chacon. I am the school counselor for all the students in the Cambridge program, grades 9 through 12. So as Mr. Stewart mentioned, the main goal of students in the Cambridge program is to earn their ACE diploma the benefits of the ACE diploma is that bright futures. Now, in order to earn the ACE diploma, they do need to pass 7 ACE exams. So an ACE exam is taken at the end of an ACE course, which is a year-long course. So they'll take the exam around May or June at the end of the school year. And upon passing that, they'll earn 1 ACE credit. It's 1 ACE credit towards the Cambridge diploma. However, it also is a 3 credits for college, and it is transferable to any college or university. There are 4 groups, 3 of which are mandatory, that they have to take at least 1 class from each group. That would be a math class. I'm sorry, not math, math or science, but we only have science at Pasco High. Group 2 would be language, and group 3 would be humanities and arts. The core one would be the one in the center there. That's the global perspectives. And then the next slide, you'll be able to see the classes that we offer for each group. They don't have to take every class listed on here. They have to only take 7. Out of those 7, they definitely have to take at least 1 from group 1, at least 1 from group 2, and at least 1 from group 3. That would be those 3 mandatory plus the center one from that circle that was in the previous slide. And then that gives them room to choose 3 more to make the 7 from any other group that they wish to take a class from. And that would usually be geared towards whatever, you know, they're more art and they're more art inclined, or more sciences inclined, or more media inclined, or more business inclined, whatever they're really interested in to pursue in their higher education goals. So that would be the classes that they would be taking. So along with their ACE diploma, they'll also be earning their high school diploma. That's still pretty standard. They still need the 24 credits, which would be the 4 English, the 4 math, the 3 sciences, the 3 social sciences, the 2 languages, and then the remaining 8 would be any elective or academic classes, in addition to those required ones. Our Cambridge curriculum is a slightly different than the standard 24 credit curriculum. They are expected to have 2 language credits in the Cambridge program. However, they're waived from having to do government and economics. They're also waived from having to do PE and an online requirement course, because they are pursuing the Cambridge diploma, which is college level classes. They're waived from having to take those other classes. This slide here breaks down what roughly their 9th and 10th grade schedule will look like. As you can see, it kind of has a lot of commas and ors or ands, and that's because each student comes to us with different levels. So when we are determining who we're going to invite into our program, we're looking at their scores, their FSAs, we're looking at their current rigor, and how they're performing in those classes. So if they're in honors classes, we're looking to see how they're doing in those classes. Some, if not most of the incoming 9th graders are usually coming in with at least anywhere between 1 to 4 high school credits under their belts already. So your high school student might not have taken Algebra 1, or your high school student might already currently be in geometry, or might already currently be in Algebra 1. So their schedule will not look identical to every 9th grader because it depends on the level that they're at. But as you can see here, you'll see that 9th grade, there is an ACE class. So your 9th grader might be taking their first ACE class, which is their first college level class in 9th grade. And that would be, again, depending on the level that they are at, where their scores are telling us and their grades are telling us. And then by their 10th grade, they might be taking up to 2 or even 3 ACE classes. And then their 11th grade, they'll be either wrapping up their 7th course, or kind of, you know, they'll definitely be wrapping up their 7th course or working towards doing that. And then their 11th grade is when their schedule opens up a little bit to be able to do some dual enrollment. But again, this all depends case by case. Typically, our Cambridge students don't begin taking dual enrollment until about the summer before their 11th grade year. because their main goal is to earn their ACE diploma, again, for the bright futures. And the reason we're trying to get that done earlier rather than later is because they do have a 25-month window to get those 7 credits earned in. And that typically levels out to be about the three high school years, 3 school years. So our goal is to have them be finishing up those 7 credits by the end of their 11th grade year, so they can apply for the diploma. And then their 12th grade year, they're focused on college applications, they're focused on scholarships, they're focused on dual enrollment. And I know that sounds like a lot when you're only in 8th grade, but trust me, your 3 years will fly by. So it's just a general idea. Nothing is set in stone. We really will dive more into detail when our curriculum night comes, which will be at the beginning of our spring semester. I believe January, February, around that time is when we'll have curriculum night, and you'll get details about what their schedules actually look like and the rigor and all that jazz. This slide here gives you some important dates. The application window opens on January 7th, and it will remain open until the 21st. All applications are submitted through My Student. There is a writing sample that's required to complete your application, and that will be on January 30th at 8 a.m. It will be virtual. And then we review and you receive feedback between January 27th and February 9th. You'll receive either an invitation or a reason as to why you were not invited to join the program. And then from February 19th to February 28th is when you let us know if you will be accepting and joining Pasco High School or declining for whatever reason, although we hope that we do see you in the fall of 2021. This slide here has the contact information for Mr. Stewart, who's our assistant principal over the Cambridge program, and myself, who I am the school counselor for every student in the Cambridge program. We'll leave some time if you have some questions. I'll hop over to the chat box if you want to type anything in. But if you don't have any questions, then you are free to go to any other session you wish to join. Thank you so much for being here.
Okay, seeing that there's nothing coming in the chat box. These sessions are being recorded, and we do hope you'll attend some other sessions. We are going to be around doing some other sessions until 8 o'clock this evening. Thank you very much. Have a good evening, and we hope to see your application soon. Thank you.